just two sentences. गरीब गृहिणी की टुकिया में आना, गरीब के पेट में दाना. And that became and remains the central focus of my approach as a finance. I think centrally this continues to be your approach. This continues to be the approach, has to be the approach. And if I were to elaborate, Grihani ki tukiya mein ana. As you know, begging on the leader of the opposition's pardon, women have a tactile sense of money, sir. So therefore, they keep money in their tukiya. Now, you must, the essence of what I was trying to say is, you must provide more spending power to the household, to the housewife, to the citizens. And spending power is a derivative of income exceeding expenditure, income not being eaten away by inflation, sufficient income so as to enable citizens to have the luxury of spending money. You cannot imagine, I'm sure you can, what a great freedom is felt when a citizen is able to put his hand in his pocket or in the purse as a housewife and to be able actually to spend money on that. ये बहुत बड़ी चीज होती है. It's not easy to achieve. I do not minimize your difficulties, but this was one of them. और दूसरा था गरीब के पेट में दाना. A citizen or countrymen and women are entitled, Mr. Finance Minister, to affordable food. That these two tasks I had assigned to myself as the central purpose of my responsibility as Finance Minister. Why, sir? Because I believe that the combination of these two results in what I call gross national contentment. And gross national contentment to me, personally, is infinitely more important than an empty figure like GDP. And Mr. Finance Minister, citizens cannot eat GDP, but gross national contentment provides the impetus to what I call the enthusiasm of animal spirits. And I do also believe that animal spirits in economic management of a country are a factor that are important and must be promoted. I share with you, Mr. Finance Minister, sir, and other honorable members, that it is my belief, and I had then as Finance Minister also shared it with the House, then I don't know whether I shared it with the House, but certainly with many others, that I believe that there is a basic, fundamental Indian economic philosophy that we have not given emphasis to, because we are far too persuaded by thoughts of the West, economic thinkers and philosophers who are very worthy. But there is a fundamental Indian economic philosophy which I think it merits us to recollect, to re-imbibe. It's very simple. It has only 4 or 5 elements. And those 4 or 5 elements are, sir, that it is every citizen of this nation, this country, no matter what profession he pursues, is enjoined by dharma to produce the maximum that he can. It is our requirement. Dharma, I don't mean the ritual of worship. By dharma, I mean the requirement enjoined as a citizen's duty to the nation, to the soil, to this dharti. We must produce the maximum that we can. चाहे वो काश्तकार हो, कारीगर हो, जो कुछ भी आप काम करते हो, produce the maximum and produce the best quality we have forgotten. This was our innate Indian cultural attribute of economic philosophy. The second, we must share. I remember my childhood, and I know you must have. I know the traditions of Bengal, certainly not as well as you. But that even when we sit down to eat, we were told as children, put this aside for the cow, put this aside for the birds. This was the concept of sharing. We have forgotten this. I try and re-imbibe these thoughts because we cannot be a Western country. We are India, we have to remain Indian, and we will be Indian only when we revive what is essentially ours. The third used to be save. Don't use, eat, spend a penny more than you need. Again, I share something autobiographical. Whenever I had to come to Delhi or go from Delhi, I would take some little, जिसे हम राजस्थान में संभाल कहते हैं, संभाल लेके जाता था अपनी my widowed mother. She would unwrap the paper, undo the twine, fold the paper, fold the twine and put it under her pillow. And if I asked her, why are you doing this? Why do you want to save the twine? एक जूट की डोरी का टुकड़ा है, this piece of paper. She would say, "Rik kya मालूम फिर काम आ जाए." This was the innate. Not that there was any lack of twine or paper. To save. We have become, Mr. Finance Minister, not a saving-oriented economy, but we are becoming a consumerist economy, to which point I will return in a moment. So the only other thing she would ever tell me, which I find very difficult now to explain, she would ask me, "Beta ja rahe ho, shastra to hai." Shastra for us in Rajasthan, the good Minister of State of Finance from Rajasthan, he would understand what I am saying. Shastra for us was a personal and is a personal adornment. It's not a weapon of offense. And if she said, "Shastra to leke ja rahe ho," she was not asking me to violate any arms law. She was only asking me to be, perhaps I am a traditionalist, sir, but I believe that in these traditions that I am simply pointing out lay great strengths of India. And why do I re-emphasize these? Because these strengths are the vital forces which run through our arteries and veins like the re-energizing blood of India. We cannot forget these. And the final two other points, which I think are part of it, charity. It was only India that had and continues to have, until it was ruined, was the concept of Gupta Dan. Now, Gupta Dan was ours. But I accept, Mr. Finance Minister, because I face this problem. A lot of very clever businessmen used Gupta Dan to convert taxable money into non-taxable money, which we redesignated as white money and black money. It's a great shame. But why did this come? Because we brought about a taxation regime, and I remember, if you permit me, yet another recollection, a very illustrious finance minister, very illustrious Indian, who was a finance minister, late Shri Jaswant Singh. Now, he's a very eminent Indian, a great citizen of the country. In his time, sir, we had a tax regime of income tax and wealth tax that had gone at one time to 113%. Middle-class housewives, law-abiding citizens, all of them were converted into thieves. They would go abroad, go to Dubai, hide gold in the folds of their saris and come back. Why have a tax system that converts law-abiding citizens? It is this I wish to reintroduce the importance of charity in our national life. And one more point I wish to share. So these are part of our traditional thinking. गुजरात में मुझे नहीं मालूम ये कहावत प्रचलित है या नहीं. I say it in the vernacular of the finance minister because the music of the saying is in the vernacular. जहाँ राजा व्यापारी यहाँ प्रजा भिखारी. It's a very eminent saying. The state must not ever become a trader. Increasingly, I don't mean the state, increasingly we find the tendency of the state to become a grasping trader or agents of the state. And if we permit those that hold office or are in a position to do so, to start trading for personal benefit, then the citizenry shall be popularized. So I will not persist with that. I'll come to your speech proper. I do not wish to read out, not your speech, reread, or even to define the parameters. But I have tried to condense what you said in your speech